I act up sometimes. I'm maybe not who you thought I was, but baby, don't.
Hello. Welcome once again, my lovely ladies and handsome gents, to Talk to the 100 Views. I'm Bold Reviews Lady, and I thought, I went to the mall last week, and I don't live really close to a big mall, so I don't go there as often as maybe a lot of you do. And I had some thoughts on my experience there, and I thought that I would share them with you. And how are you doing, by the way? Are you having a good week? I hope you are. I hope that if you're not having a good week, that there is some way that you can escape that not having a good week. Is there something else that you can do or go, or just something where there's an old saying, where you have no head, you have legs. So if you feel like, oh, your head is all whatever, just get up and do something. Just go for a walk or go do a task that you wanted to do, and it really does take your mind off of those kinds of things. So anyways, I want to talk about some things I saw at the mall. Here we go. First of all, okay, I'm in Canada and we have a store here called L'Occitane, and I don't remember seeing it in the United States, so it might not be there, but I just want to tell all of you out there that if you don't know, L'Occitane has some amazing fragrances, and L'Occitane products are pretty up there, like their body care, hair care, facial care. It's kind of on the expensive side, but their fragrances are actually more on the affordable side. The ones I saw were around $55 Canadian. And so, that's a pretty good price. And they had these beautiful, different kinds of floral, I wouldn't say that if you're looking for something really, like something you've never tried before, I wouldn't say that that's what they have. They're tended more towards the traditional floral types of things that I think a lot of people, that are pleasing to a lot of different people. But anyways, don't sleep on L'Occitane fragrances. I mean, I didn't even know. I mean, I knew they had something, but I didn't really know that. And I didn't know that they weren't exorbitantly expensive. So L'Occitane, check it out. While I was at the mall, I also had a chance to really go through the fragrances at Lush, and I've been there a number of times. I don't own any Lush fragrances. I would like to. Their fragrances are a bit up there. They're like $200 a bottle, and that's okay. You can charge whatever you want, but I'm just not as likely to buy those really expensive ones. Now, they do have the smaller sizes that are available, but I've never spent as much time at Lush as I did the other day, and I came to a conclusion. All their fragrances are really great, and if you've never tried Lush fragrances, they're different. And the reason for this is because they're essential oils based, I believe. I don't know, maybe not all of them are, but I think if you've ever tried Lush fragrances, you'll kind of know what I mean. They have this other level where you go, what is that? That's really different. And I think a lot of people might be familiar with, I think it's Death and Decay that they have, and it's a really pretty fragrance. It's a really pretty floral fragrance, but it's got some dank element. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can say. And it occurred to me that all of the Lush fragrances that I've tried have that element, and I can't even, I'm gonna call it dank. There's a dank element. And another thing I noticed about their fragrances is a lot of them smell to me like tomato leaves. That smell of tomato leaves, it's a very dry, no nonsense kind of almost sour smell. And so I came to the conclusion, because I'm at a point now where I'm like, oh, I'd like to have a fragrance from every fragrance house I can get, at least one, just one from every fragrance house, that I can, if I can afford it. And I definitely want something from Lush, but up until the other day when I was at the mall at Lush, it didn't occur to me that Lush wasn't necessarily on the top of my list of stuff to get. So I'm definitely interested in trying Lush at some point, but I realized they've got that dank element that it doesn't really speak to me. But they're definitely unique fragrances. If you're looking for something unique that's doesn't smell like the stuff I used to sell back behind the counter back in the day, doesn't smell like anything like that, you know, I think you should check it out, because just for the thrill ride, go into Lush, go in there and try some of their fragrances. And I'm curious to know if you know what I mean, kind of, because like I said, I love them. They're all fantastic, but there's that one thing in them. So that was my conclusion that I came to with Lush. Okay, and you know, no mall trip is complete without a trip to Sephora. And I really had a bit of time to go into Sephora and look around and try some things that I hadn't tried before this time. And I had some definite thoughts on them. I finally tried Phlur fragrances, and they're really pretty. Okay, now I could be wrong about this. I feel like I went nose blind and I couldn't smell them very well. But after I've smelled them, I tried other fragrances and I definitely could smell those fragrances. So I feel like Phlur fragrances are maybe really on the light side. And I tried their newest one, which is called Golden Rule. I wasn't particularly impressed by it. It was just very light, and I mean, I'm sure, I mean, I like them all. But I mean, I personally couldn't really be convinced to try or buy any of them because none of them really registered with me. None of them really spoke to me. But maybe they will another time when I go try again, or if I get my hands on a bottle that I actually own. I mean, I'm sure that if you love Phlur fragrances, there's a reason for it for you. But for me, my honest feeling was that I don't get it. Okay, moving on. I once again tried Maison Margiela Beach Walk. That house impresses me so much. They are on another level with these fragrances that they name, you know, they name the replica of a walk on the beach with salty air, or whatever they say, you know, or by the fireplace, you know, a memory of a cozy evening by the fireplace. I don't remember what they say, but you know, most of you know what I mean. And I can't believe how they take things, they kick it up a notch. How do they do it? I don't know. But I've been saying that I think Bath and Body Works at the beach and Mugler Alien Goddess and Avon Amalfi are similar to Maison Margiela Beach Walk, and they are, but they are basically very similar, all of them. If you like those, if you like those, you'll like this. If you like this, you'll like those. But Maison Margiela has something else, something otherworldly in there that really took my brain to the beach. It took my brain straight to the beach, like the other ones don't. And I have sung the praise of those other fragrances quite a lot. And I still stand by that. They do smell similar, but that Maison Margiela Beach Walk, it's called, right? Beach Walk? Beach Walk. It is so the real deal. It is so the real deal. It takes me back. I used to live in Santa Monica, right on the border of Santa Monica and Venice, and we were right on the beach. And I spent a lot of time on the beach, and I spent I had a lot of experience there, living there, and this really reminded me of that beach walk. It really does. So again, I'm so impressed by Maison Margiela. And moving on. By the way, not necessarily related, but I have an office supply fetish. And I can't stand it when I have pens that won't write. And so many pens are disappointing. So I went to Staples the other day and I found these Staples called TRU RED. I found these pens called TRU RED. I don't know if it's their house name or whatever. I never heard of them. But I got a black one and a blue one. They were $1.99 each. And these are satisfying my office supply fetish because they do not skip. They are fantastic and they're affordable. Like $2 each, you know, I mean, if you're in the States, you probably pay like $1.25, you know. They're fantastic pens. So go to Staples if you want some good pens because, you know, I'm sorry, Bic, man, that Inkjoy, when those first came out, I was like, yeah, I'm writing, yeah. Not anymore, I don't know what happened. Sorry, Inkjoy, but naughty Inkjoy. I've got bags of you that don't work. Shame on you! But these TRU REDs, I'm tempted to go get one in every color because they have the thing at the end of the Staples and the end cap where you can try any pen you want. You can write down, you know, Bo loves, you know, hearts, you know, and you get to try them. But you can also buy a bag of these, I think for $8 something, but I opted to just buy them individually because they're $2 each. I didn't save much by getting a big bag. So public service announcement for people who like a pen that works. TRU RED at Staples. Okay, that was not, I had to. Bath and Body Works. Bath and Body Works is always so much fun, you know, it really is. Do you go in there, do you still go and wash your hands of the thing? I love to do that. I just feel like, oh my God, it's so nice. I was in there the other day and I discovered they have, okay, for a long time, I had In the Stars, I still have In the Stars body spray that smells a lot like Baccarat Rouge 540, a lot. I mean, for like $12, it's the same idea, but it doesn't have the lasting power. It doesn't have the sillage, you know. I mean, BR 540 is worth the money. It is. I've never experienced a fragrance that was that kind of performer. In the Stars is not that kind of performer, but the fragrance is very similar. It's just a little less strong. It's not as ambergris heavy in the Stars. Okay, but last time I was in Bath and Body Works, someone was complaining they couldn't find In the Stars. Well, guess what I discovered the other day? I tried Bath and Body Works Rouge. And guess what it smells like? I think they must have replaced, you know, the In the Stars name and just renamed it Rouge because it smells just like Baccarat Rouge 540, the same way that In the Stars does. So I think what they were doing is they changed their packaging to capitalize on the popularity of BR 540, you know, and hey, you know, please, you know, why not? Everybody wants to make money, right? But yeah, I just thought I'd like let you in on what I think I discovered the other day. And also when I was at Sephora, I again smelled Fenty, Rihanna's Fenty. And you know, that is such an interesting fragrance. It's sort of like, I used to have this lotion that was like straight patchouli and sandalwood kind of thing. It really reminds me of that. It's just like all that smooth bass note going on. I don't know if you haven't tried it. It's not like what you smell. It's not the normal thing. It's definitely different. So if you like patchouli, sandalwood type of very warm, you know, sensuous stuff, it's a good one. And I gotta tell you, my new discovery. I smelled a lot of fragrances on that day. A lot. And I smelled this one almost at the very end. And I went back a few times and sprayed it on myself and sprayed it on myself and sprayed. I put like 30 sprays at Sephora. And it is Paco Rabanne Million Gold. It's got Gigi Hadid on the you know, on the advertising there. This is so my kind of fragrance. It is just beautiful and floral and uplifting. And my husband was like, oh, you know, you like it that much, you know, you want to just get it? And I was like, well, honey, you know, it's like 130 bucks to start. I think $130. And I just wasn't in the mood to spend that money that day. But it's nice that I have his blessing, you know, because that one and Armani My Way I don't own, but I think I would like to. And I think they're kind of similar. If you know both of them, would you let me know down below if you agree? If you think Rabanne Million Gold is kind of similar in some way or another to Armani My Way Original, I would like to know your thoughts. And one more thing I gotta tell you. In the mall in Canada, I don't know if they have them in the United States, but there's a store called Showcase. And they have, I mean, it doesn't look at all on the outside like it's like a Hello Kitty and, you know, novelty lighting and stuff like that. You wouldn't know that if you go in there, they've got a bunch of Middle Eastern fragrances, testers. They had two of them that I have. They had Yara from Art Al Zaffaran. They also had Yara Candy from Latafa. They had Choco Musk from Al Rehab. They had Latafa Kamra Kawa. They had a bunch, like I think they had like 12 or more. And you go in and they're just nondescriptly on a shelf, you know, next to the novelty, like, you know, Squishimals or whatever they're selling in there. You know, it's surprising that wow, there they are. So if you're looking to find a place in Canada, maybe in the States, I'm not sure, in Canada, where to try some Middle Eastern fragrances, check it out. And that's about it for me. I just wanted to talk about this and that. And thank you so much, my wonderful YouTube friends, for coming to see me and for commenting and for coming back time after time. You know, you mean a lot to me. You do. When I started this channel, I didn't expect to get so much support. I really expected it to just be full of trolls. I just expected it to be full of a bunch of people like that. But it's the opposite. It has been the opposite. I mean, there's a few of them, but for the most part, overwhelmingly, this has been a place of acceptance and appreciation and mutual appreciation of a lot of other great YouTubers out there who I admire so much and I enjoy watching, and I'm so glad that they're friends with me. It is so cool. So I guess that's all I have to say, except for